What's good, everybody? It is your boy Tony the Savant back again. Hope everybody's having a good to great day. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on when you're pulling up to the video. One second. I had to hit the coffee. Good 6 a.m. where I'm at this current time, getting the day started. But nonetheless, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to the Legacy Over Money. That's the gang. Shout out to the Legacy Over Money Sports Network. We got some t-shirts, some hoodies, some hats dropping very soon. Please keep your eyes and ears out for that. Let's get right into it. Because this particular video, I want to dedicate to a good friend of mine and a supporter of the channel, Manuel Rosa. As we was having a discussion pertaining this very matter last week. Something that I feel like the mainstream media has not talked about, at all. If they have, I haven't seen the clips or the segments. But this is an issue, an NBA issue that I think has gone untalked about and almost unnoticed. So I'm happy that that the events have unfolded the way they have. I'm happy that me and Manuel had a discussion about this stuff because now it gave me the perfect reason to get into my bag pertaining to this situation. And if you didn't know, we are talking about the number 15 for the Denver Nuggets organization. The number that legendary player, NBA player, now retired, Carmelo Anthony donned for his eight seasons that he played with the Denver Nuggets, and also now the number that current Denver Nuggets superstar center Nikola Jokic, aka the Joker, wears. There was some controversy surrounding this number, and let's get right into it. Why don't we? Now, I believe Joker made comments about this first in a post game, or I forget the situation or the scenario that he was in. But a reporter asks him about the number 15. And Joker goes on. Now, forgive me. I'm not sure if Joker made comments first or if Carmelo made his comments first. I'm not positively sure. I just got sound bites, literally, of both of these brothers discussing how they perceived the number 15 and why it was given out and all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna just give Joker's side of it first because kudos to him. I kind of agree more so with his opinion of how the number 15 was distributed in the Denver Nuggets organization versus how Carmelo Anthony perceives it. So first, I'm just going to go into what Joker said, which wasn't much. The reporter asks him about the number 15. Joker proceeds to say that, he proceeds to name off a few of the teams, I believe are the international teams or the Serbian teams that he's played for, and says that he's been wearing the number 15 his entire career. Now, to his credit, I did my research. It is true. I believe it was only like one time or one team or jersey that I seen where Joker wasn't wearing number 15. But and all the other times and all the other years that you can find on Joker playing basketball, he's wearing the number 15. So he's a fact check there. He's right. I don't think it was anything personal outside of the fact that him always wearing the number 15 for him as to, why he donned the number. I don't think Joker was looking to get the number to be, to replace Carmelo Anthony and become the Denver Nuggets best player ever in the organization. I don't think that was his intent. Although Joker does come off as a competitive dude, a guy that will work hard to earn his spot. Outside of that, I don't think Joker had any, malice in his heart when receiving the number. Now, as far as Carmelo Anthony goes, brother, I've seen the comments that he made about this number 15 situation, and I think that he's completely off. I think that Carmelo Anthony, uh, albeit one of my favorite players to ever play in the NBA, ever lace up a pair of sneakers, ever shoot a basketball, I have to acknowledge, even with him being one of my favorite players, Carmelo has always come off as completely selfish, not selfless, excuse me. He's always come off as selfish. And what do I mean by that? When Melo first entered the league, he was this ISO scorer, and I forget the coach. I can't remember the coach. I'm gonna do a video about this, probably get into a deeper dive of it, or I might even save it for the one-on-one sports show. I'll be doing that in a couple hours here. But anyway, just Melo was very selfish. He butted heads sometimes with coaches because of his play style, which was very successful for him, in his individual career. But Melo's game never really translated to championship level. Again, he was good enough to get his teams to the playoffs, good enough to lead his teams in the regular seasons, but never really beyond that. A lot of first round exits. He did have the 1 year where he and Chauncey Billups were able to lead the Denver Nuggets to the Western Conference Finals. I believe they went up against the Los Angeles Lakers and lost. But outside of that lone season, Melo has had a lot of first round exits. And that's because of his style of play, Not to knock him, it's just that particular style of play. We even see it now in modern day with Kevin Durant. That ISO. I'm going to get my 30, 35, 40 points. That's good for individual stats. It's good for night-to-night highlights. It's not good for championships aspirations. And then, and we even seen that beyond Melo's Denver Nuggets career. But the point I was making when I said to say all that is that Melo, in all of his selfishness, made the most selfish move in NBA history, in my opinion, when he forced the Denver Nuggets to trade him to the New York Knicks. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It was not a platonic, organic trade. It was not something that even the New York Knicks was clamoring for. As there's a report out, I made sure I had to read this report and do my research. There's a report out where even the New York Knicks during this time, when Melo was trying to force himself out of the Denver Nuggets organization, there's a report out where even the New York Knicks was telling Carmelo, "Look, man, just wait to the end of the season. We won't have to gut the team. You can come here. You'll have a championship contender, and we can move forward like that." Unfortunately for the Denver Nuggets in that situation, they would have been left empty-handed, and it was what it was. But Carmelo wanted to force himself out of Denver before the trade deadline. I believe that was 2010 or 2011, one of those seasons. He wanted to force himself out of Denver so badly before the trade deadline that the New York Knicks ended up having to gut the team. They lost a lot of assets in order to bring Carmelo over in a trade that they didn't want to lose, mind you, which was a point of contention for Melo and the Knicks, his entire Knicks career. They didn't want to lose the guys that they traded over for Melo when they could have waited to the end of the season, kept all of those guys, and still added Melo while also giving him his money. I will give Melo this one credit in all of that situation as far as his team or whoever, even if you want to give credit to he himself. That was also during the lockout season. The trade happened right before the lockout. not right before, but at the end of the 2010-2011 season, I think it was, the lockout happens. So Melo had the foresight to, essentially secure his money, secure his bag, his personal bag, before the NBA went through their lockout. He got traded to the Knicks, and I also believe that he had got like a 3-year or 4-year extension as well. But anyway, the point being is, he made that decision to make that trade because it was only going to be beneficial to him. And that's what he did. And I believe that the Denver organization was brokenhearted by that, because the Denver organization, I think Alex English, I believe he played with him. But the Denver Nuggets organization never had their own hero. You know what I mean? So like the Chicago Bulls had Michael Jordan. Like the Lakers have had Magic Johnson and Shaq and Kobe and all their greats, Kareem. And like even Cavaliers having LeBron. You know what I mean? These organizations have these NBA legends that have worn their organization's jersey and have brought a certain kind of pride, to the organization and to wearing that jersey. I think Melo was that for the Denver Nuggets organization, and when he forced his way out of Denver with that trade request, it really left a distaste in the organization, in the fans, and probably even in the city of Denver. Just as a whole, I'm sure it left a bad taste in their mouth. For them to finally get their franchise guy, their superhero, quote unquote, and for him to just leave them high and dry like that. I think that's the reason why the Denver organization never really acknowledged Carmelo's greatness thereafter. And even now, me personally, I have no problems with Joker wearing the number 15, because I vividly remember, like I say, I vividly remember that time because Carmelo was one of my favorite players at that time. And so I had a front seat view as to, the transpiring of all of the stuff that was going on. In fact, he and LeBron James, during that time, around that time, were two of my favorite players, and both of them, I kind of soured on them after they made their request to trade, and LeBron made his decision. After that, after those points in their careers, I kind of fell back from both of them, just because it really exemplified to me that they wasn't cut like the Kobe's, the T-Macs, the Jordans, the guys of old. I wouldn't have said this at the time because I was a lot younger. Wouldn't been able to find the words to say this, but it really showed me that these dudes was nothing like me. The way they went about their careers would have been the last way I would have personally thought, if I had an NBA career, how I would have went about it. I'm more so cut from the old school cloth, where I am where I am. I win with what I got, and I want to be the leader when we are, winning. I can't be the co-leader. I don't want to be a guy that was just on the team. And every team that I played for growing up in sports, I took pride in being a leader, and it was just a part of my DNA. It wasn't nothing like I woke up and there was a goal. It was just a part of my personal DNA. So, like I say, when I was younger, I didn't understand why I didn't like the moves that Carmelo and LeBron James made. But now that I'm older and I can find the words, it's because I'm nothing like these dudes. And the Denver Nuggets organization, I feel like they had the same opinion of Carmelo Anthony, as far as thinking he was one way, and then that whole event of him forcing the trade, like I say, It probably just really side with them on the organization. As me personally, I've never heard the Denver Nuggets organization say much about Carmelo after that. In terms of like having some kind of honorary night for him or retiring his jersey or anything on that matter. Never heard the Denver Nuggets organization say anything like that. And so, to see Joker wearing a jersey, I noticed it a little while ago, like, oh, snaps. They gave this dude, the jersey. And when Joker started really having his breakout seasons and emerging as a superstar, I knew eventually we would get these comments from Carmelo Anthony. Me personally, I just kind of knew it. He's too selfish. He's too ego driven. Melo is a lot like LeBron James. He just don't have a care for his quote unquote NBA legacy like LeBron James. LeBron is obsessed with trying to put himself in the same altitude with Michael Jordan, Magic, Kobe, all those guys. He's obsessed with that because he thinks that he needs to be deified. You know what I mean, for whatever reason. Melo don't really have that. That compassion for legacy. Melo is more of a hustler, a go-getter, a bag-getter. In fact, if Melo best described, if Melo not even a rapper, but was like a rap label, owner, a Master P type, I think that would be more so his lane. But anyway, that's what I got for y'all on this one. Again, shout out to Joker. Definitely deserves the number 15. As I would, in my opinion, I would say that Joker is the greatest Denver Nuggets player in their organization now, easily. And, as far as that number 15 goes, Melo was talking about something on the lines of not being replaced. Hey, brother, I'm sorry. If you didn't want to be replaced, you should have considered those things when you was playing with the organization and before you was forcing trades and disregarding everybody else's feelings so that yours could be satisfied. And that's just my opinion. It may not be the popular opinion, but it is what it is. But that's all I got for y'all on that one. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm dropping content on the channel. I thank y'all for your love and support. My slogan, y'all are the bosses. I'm the guy that loves to work. Let me get back to work. Peace.